Alright, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some Modern Warfare. I don't really have anything special planned gameplay-wise for today. I'm probably just gonna hop back into Drop Zone here. If you didn't see it, today there was a big whole reveal event for the multiplayer portion of Call of Duty Vanguard, and I think there was some stuff in there about Warzone as well. And then they did a whole event like how they did last year with Cold War, where they gave the game early to a whole bunch of like streamers and stuff, and let them like stream it and play it and make content so we could see what we're gonna get ourselves into, basically. So yeah, all I'm really gonna be doing in this video is just talking about that a little bit, giving my thoughts, and this isn't gonna be some like big review or anything. I didn't really pay too much attention to the reveal. I just saw some like clips and highlights from the bits where the devs were going over the content and stuff, and then I watched a few games and videos that some content creators I follow made on the multiplayer, so that's all I'm really going off of. I'm not some fucking expert or anything. The main thing I'm excited for is that apparently the beta is gonna be this weekend, which actually that reminds me I need to hurry up and actually pre-order Vanguard so I can play this weekend. Oh, they don't have a team. The fuck? Is there just nobody in this playlist? What's happening? All right, never mind. I guess we're playing Shoot the Ship today. That's so weird. Are there that few people on this game, or are there actually that few people playing Drop Zone? I'm really surprised. I always remember Drop Zone being a really popular game mode, but whatever, man. So anyway, as far as what I thought of the multiplayer reveal, on the whole, I thought it looked really fucking good. I mean, I kind of knew from the get-go that like the whole Champion Hill Alpha thing wasn't really going to be a great representation of what the game was going to be like. But I will say that as far as like all the stuff that I wound up seeing, especially in the gameplay that I watched, it's got me really excited for this year, man. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck off the ground, you weirdo. So yeah, as far as like how the game looks in a 6v6 setting, it definitely looks way better than I was thinking it was gonna be from the alpha. Like, I'm actually so excited to play this game in beta, it's not even funny. I will say though, as far as like how the visuals of the game look, apparently the content creators all got like a PC version of the game, so obviously that's probably gonna look a little bit better than whatever we're gonna be getting as far as like a console version, because the beta is gonna be on PlayStation only, I believe. Another thing is that as far as the gunplay goes, it didn't look too different from the alpha. But that's not necessarily a bad thing though, because as far as how everything like interacted in like a traditional multiplayer setting and not that weird Champion Hill mode, I definitely felt like everything seemed a lot better, I guess. One thing I will say though is that the sniping looked very good. I mean, it did look slow. I'm sure anybody who like saw the sniping gameplay from anybody like noticed it was slow and all that stuff, but every content creator that sniped on the game did note that they weren't able to unlock like all of the ADS attachments for the snipers, so a lot of their gameplay was with it at like its slowest point, or maybe like one attachment off of its slowest point. So hopefully that means the sniping's actually going to be usable this year. Like, once you have it all decked out with all the ADS attachments and stuff, the game will actually be like somewhat playable. One thing that I did like about the sniping though is that, I mean, again, this is just me saying this from watching gameplay, but I was actually really happy with how the sniping looked, because it felt like they kind of took all the things that I didn't like about the Modern Warfare sniping and sort of ditched them and made them better. So like, for example, in Modern Warfare, I actually like the way it scopes in. I mean, the ADS speed is kind of meh, but as far as like the actual feel of the sniper, like scoping in and the way they shoot and stuff, I did like that. These kids are sweating, holy shit. So yeah, like the way the snipers like handled seemed really good, but the nice thing that it seems like they changed from Modern Warfare is the bolt speed, because that was like my big complaint the whole year, was the fact that like these snipers bolt so fucking slow, and there's no real way to improve it. They're just kind of stuck like that. So yeah, that was basically it as far as like raw gameplay is concerned, that I saw that was really of any note. I mean, everything else basically seemed exactly the same as the alpha, so like the other gameplay related thing that I saw that I really liked was their like new take on ground war, because I always felt on this game that the whole 32 versus 32 was just a little bit too much and the maps were way too big. But then over on Cold War, going 12v12, I felt like that wasn't enough. Like, it didn't feel like enough extra action, especially when you put it on those like much bigger maps. Like, I haven't played ground war on Cold War in forever, but if you guys remember from even back in like the beta for that game, the size of a lot of the maps like Armada, I didn't feel like they were justified given the number of people on the map. It felt like everybody just kind of would sit back and wait until they saw somebody, which isn't really what you want from a large scale game mode. But from the looks of things, it seems like Vanguard's going with 24 versus 24, I think it was. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because it was a bunch of like pros and content creators and, you know, everybody kind of knows what they're doing. What the fuck? Hello? What's happening here? That could have been a much better clip if I wasn't so fucking surprised at how uninterested those guys were in playing the game. So yeah, definitely excited to try that. I hope that's in the beta this weekend. And then aside from the actual like gameplay and stuff, we wound up getting a lot of news that I think is really good. For one thing, apparently consoles will have FOV at launch. Now, I don't know if they'll have it in the beta because I thought I heard somewhere that the beta will not have FOV on consoles, but apparently they did confirm that that's coming with the launch of the game. So that's really good because I've talked about it 1,000 times. One of the biggest things that holds Modern Warfare back for me and like really stopped me from going back and playing it when I got sick of Cold War was just the fact that at the very least in Cold War I can play on 120 FOV and I'm not stuck on 80 or whatever the fuck the default is. And the interesting thing about that is what does it mean for Warzone? Because obviously they're giving Warzone that whole new map upon the release of the game, and you know what, with Vanguard being built on the Modern Warfare engine, that means it in theory stands to reason that they should be able to add an FOV slider for consoles into Warzone, at the very least for the next gen consoles. What? I hit marked him twice with an HDR. How is that even possible? And I didn't really pay attention a whole lot to the Warzone stuff. The consensus that I've seen is that it looks really good. Like all of the Warzone players that I follow that saw the reveal or like played the reveal, well, not played it, you can't play the Warzone map yet, I guess. But everybody seemed for the most part in consensus that it looked really good. So anyway, in short, this whole reveal event actually has me really excited for this game now. I'm definitely gonna be playing it like as soon as I can when this beta drops this weekend. The only problem with this reveal event is that the one thing it won't show us is how strict like the skill-based matchmaking is gonna be or how that's even gonna work. Because obviously what with everybody playing it being content creators and they're all sort of playing, you know, against each other, it's not like the game can really strictly matchmake them against like tailored lobbies or whatever because there's only so many of them playing the game. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that feels. I don't know if skill-based is gonna be in the game for the beta like how it was in Cold War, or if they're gonna leave it out and then add it in later, like once the game fully comes out. Because that's gonna be the big make or break, right? Like I've said about a bazillion times, both Modern Warfare and Cold War's biggest problem is the matchmaking, because as much as what's wrong with the design of those games, it's not like other Call of Duties didn't have things wrong with their design either. It's just the fact that everybody is constantly trying their absolute hardest and taking advantage of every single little thing, be it jumping, bunny hopping, sliding. The fact that Ghost is the most broken perk in this game and they never bothered to nerf it. So that's the one thing we're gonna have to wait and see about, but as far as the reveal goes, it looked pretty fucking good. The only other thing that I'm really hoping for as far as the beta is concerned is I'm hoping that either we'll have the opportunity to level up weapons to max, or they'll do what they did in the Cold War alpha and beta where they just like give you the max weapon levels so that you can test out all the attachments and stuff. What the fuck? Oh my god, I missed. Dude, man, the explosives, come on. So yeah, hopefully I can get a decent picture of how the sniping is, and hopefully they, you know, don't change it a whole lot between the beta and the full release of the game like how they did with Cold War. Because that would kind of suck. I don't want like the beta to come around, give us like the souped up sniper rifles and have it be really good, and us sitting here thinking, oh man, it's gonna be a good year for sniping this year, only to just shit on us with the full release of the game. Now, the one other thing I do want to say is that the sniping aside, the rest of the gunplay did look really fun. So in the event that for whatever reason the sniping is basically fucking unusable, there's a pretty solid chance that I will just wind up using red guns more often and maybe just sniping every now and again. So assuming Vanguard is like fun to play and the game's not just a complete fucking shit show, then if the sniping's not fun, I should in theory be able to just swap to a red gun and still be able to, you know, enjoy myself and make videos and just do my thing. But we'll see how I feel. Plus, I mean, you know, Battlefield's coming out and all that good stuff, so they also might have competition this year. Oh, the last thing that I saw that was interesting, and I'm not sure how I feel about this, so they've kind of gone with a mix as far as the mini-map is concerned, which I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. So basically, the mini-map is the way that it is in this game, where like if you shoot a gun that doesn't have a silencer or whatever, you don't show up on the mini-map, you just show up on that stupid little compass up at the top. So yeah, people don't show up on the mini-map when they like shoot and stuff, but apparently there's going to be a perk in the game that you can pick, and what that perk is going to do is it's going to essentially give you like the mini-map the way that we kind of wanted it to be. Meaning it'll work the way it does in like, you know, Cold War and like the older Call of Duties, which is, I think for the most part, the way people want the mini-map to be. I think the game just generally speaking plays better that way. But anyway, that was really it for my thoughts on the whole reveal. Like I said, I didn't look too deep into it. I just watched some gameplay and checked out the big event and stuff. Obviously, I'll know more once I get to play the beta this weekend. I'll definitely be making videos on it and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. As always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to come back for more content. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.